All right, I'm continuing to work on the right side fender, and like I said, I'm coming up with some things that are a little bit more of an improvement over what I did on the left side. One of them here is I was not happy with how much material was captured on this front edge. In other words, this slides back, and then you push this down, then push it forward, and then it grabs in the front, and then it secures in the back, and that holds it from moving front to back, and hopefully the front doesn't pop up and pop out. Well, all they had was these tiny little, I don't know if you could see that right there, these tiny little nibs to hold it on, and this little piece, there was a little piece of springy plastic here that broke out almost immediately. So anyway, that's no good. So what I ended up doing initially was just taking a cutoff wheel and just deepening the groove here, but that still wasn't secure enough for me. So I wanted something to put on here that would be mechanically fastened. So I took a little piece of Delrin, and I've got an aluminum rivet going through the thickest part of this little web here. And then once it was on there, I took and clearanced it with the cutoff wheel again, and it's a nice solid piece there, good dimension for it to hold up underneath the sheet metal in the front. And it also it helps to where I had clearanced this before meant I had to shove it farther forward, which meant I was going to have to re-drill my holes and reset my tabs because it was farther forward. And this allows me to put it in its original location where I already had the tabs already set, and it's going to grab and hold just nicely with these extra pieces of Delrin on here. It's things you'll learn on the way. Anyway, moving on. All right, so this is what the fender top on this side's looking like. This time I included this little round over into this piece. I still have to go back and put that one on over there, but I spent so much time on that fender, I got kind of wore out on it. So anyway, getting ready to take this off and do some work on the bottom, weld some stuff up on the bottom, and then also get it ready to weld to this inner hood bed over here and get that all set up and then hung back on the car so I can start with my sides over here. So I'm working on welding up this vertical piece to the top piece, and there's so many moving parts that sometimes one will get away from you. Trying to maintain all the angles, make sure the metal's not bulging out in certain spots, everything's tied together, it's tied, that's not rising up, pulling up too high over here. So you got just the same amount of crown, same angle at the top of the fender. So, but I did miss something here, and I'm going to have to redo it. You can see I stopped in the mid. I was welding it up, and I stopped mid welding. This is a piece of that. It's used for strapping stuff to pallets. It's white metal, and it makes for a good straight edge, flexible straight edge. Also, where I'm using it here is I've got it held down here so that it complies to this slope, uphill slope here, and then it meets over here. But what I missed was, you could see that I've got it right here. You can see a little daylight right in here, from here to here. So I'm gonna have to cut this loose all the way up to about here and reshape this a little bit to get this. I mean, this is nothing that wouldn't be filled with a little bit of Bondo, but while I have the opportunity here, I'm just going to go ahead and get it as good as I can in the metal. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you how this comes in handy. One of these pieces of this metal banding to help you to, stay with a graduated curve. You follow the metal. Anyway, that's what I'm up to now. All right, not a very long video this week, but this is as far as I've gotten. Lots of back and forth on both sides to make sure I've got everything matched up. Lots of ins and outs, lots of curves, and so at any rate, I'll probably have a lot more to do on this next week. So next week will probably not be a very long video either. I am going down to Georgia, to Commerce, Georgia, to Jim Davis's place to pick up the pieces of the nose, hopefully, that he's made for me. I just had to clear and make sure his schedule's okay for me to come down there. I already talked to him once, but you know how these things go. Things come up. At any rate, hopefully this time next week, I'll have all the pieces and the parts for the nose so I can start checking, you know, how it relates to this hood frame, make sure that's okay. I'm probably going to end up modifying the nose to fit this because this has all been worked out symmetrically based on the stock Charger hood and everything like that. So the sides of the nose are wheeled and shaped. Hopefully they'll be close to what I've got here. I haven't got my finished flanges on the front, so I'll be able to change the shape just a little bit if I need to on either side here. And hopefully I'll be close enough to fit the nose. If not, I might have to tweak the side pieces of the nose itself. It's steel, and so if I have to, it's going to have to be widened as it is 2 inches, as he's given me the stock upper plate and the 2 side pieces and the bottom plate. And hopefully he's got the headlights punched out for me. But yeah, that's what I'm doing Monday, so that'll shorten up my week, running down to Georgia on Monday and then making that a one-day trip down almost to Atlanta and then back. So that'll pretty much eat the whole day up. And then the rest of the week will be spent finishing out this, and I have to go back on to the other fender on the other side and, you know, fix some things that I found out while I was building this over here, some shortcomings, and then we'll go on from there. Don't know what the next step will be, whether I'm just going to go back to the quarters or I'll keep playing with the front end here. Temptation is to keep playing with the front end because that's going to be the most interesting thing. So I really got to get to those quarters and see how that's all going to work out. So that's probably going to be the next thing after I get done fooling with this, but who knows if I'll get to that next week. At any rate, I appreciate everybody for following along, and I will see you on the next one.